Microphone check 1 2 1 2 3 4. Microphone check 1 2 3 4. Microphone 2, check 1 2, check 1 2. Hello and good afternoon. Welcome to Cornerstone Arena in Lockport, New York, as we get ready for the Buffalo Stampede High School Hockey Game of the Week. Our matchup today is another good one. It is St. Mary's taking on Amherst as Section 6 Fed Hockey gets set to wrap up its regular season and head into the postseason. Hello, I'm Aaron Elpern alongside color commentator Sean McHugh. Michelle Sprung is our camera operator today for the sixth and final installment of the Buffalo Stampede High School Hockey Game of the Week. And Sean, one of the highlights of this hockey season for me has been this series of high school games that the Stampede organization has presented.
I couldn't agree more, Aaron. We have gotten to take a look at a lot of the up-and-coming talent that Western New York has to offer, and I feel honored and privileged that we get to, shed some light on some of that talent. I mean, just look at some of the teams we've had the pleasure of taking a look at. We've had LNF, Lockport Niagara Falls. We've had them twice. Got to see some talents like the Robbins brothers and players like that. Then we get to see Orchard Park, one of the top teams in the state, which is line after line of just great talent. I think each and every player on that team has a future in the game. We got to see Starpoint, a team that's, had nothing but success over the last 3 seasons. And this is just the beginning. And then we get another matchup, St. Mary's. They're coming in 10-2-1-1 against an Amherst Tigers team that is absolutely not to be slept on either, coming in 8-8-1. We get a great matchup here to end the season before we enter the playoffs.
And after today, we'll have seen a total of 10 different schools during this series of high school games, and I can probably name another 10 more that we wish we had a chance to see. Really can't say enough about the pleasure that it really has been to broadcast these Section 6 Fed hockey games this season. Today's matchup, though, not to talk too much about what we've been doing with these several games, but this is a good matchup we have in store today. The St. Mary's Lancers and the Amherst Tigers, one of the top defensive teams in Section 6, against a physical bunch that has good offensive depth.
Absolutely, and then you mentioned St. Mary's defense. Also, look at their goaltending as well. A 1.87 goals against per game, just 26 goals surrendered in 14 games, with 65 goals scored. Similar to Orchard Park, they score a lot, but they're built from the back end out, so they keep the puck out of their net, which gives them more opportunities to put the puck in the opposing net. Meanwhile,
on the other side of the ice, the Amherst Tigers feature a power forward that is among the best scorers in the area. That is Andrew Fortune. He is 7th in goals in Fed hockey with 20 this season. He's also added 10 assists this year. Not only that, he's also not afraid to stick his nose into a dirty area or two as he leads his team in penalty minutes with 75. And that may really be a hallmark of this Amherst team. They like to play physical hockey.
Yes, and physical hockey does provide its benefits, but there's a line that you have to walk because physical becomes dirty, becomes undisciplined, becomes penalty kills real quick, and when it snowballs out of control, the games get away from you. Coach Chris Dolce says sometimes they do get a bit carried away with the physical play, but he says, like any coach will, if the teams stay out of the box, they have the depth that can contend with the area's best teams, so you have to think that's going to be on the very top of their list of things to focus on while they're playing a very strong St. Mary's team, because you're not going to beat this team if you're killing penalties for half the game.
Yeah, that was exactly the first thing that Coach Dolce said in our pregame conversation, was that staying out of the penalty box is the first and foremost key with this Amherst team. Yesterday, for example, they did a better job of that, and they took down another team that we've seen during this series of high school games. They came out with a 4-3 win over Starpoint. That's the number 2 ranked small school team, so clearly this Amherst Tigers bunch is a group that has and can contend with some of the best teams in Section 6.
Absolutely, and like you said, St. Mary's has a 3-game win streak over wins over Mount Senior Martin's Best, St. Francis, Canisius, and Nichols. And Nichols has been a rough matchup for a lot of teams this year, so St. Mary's was able to handle them as well. The win over Nichols gave the Lancers the Monsignor Martin regular season title with an impressive record of 8-1-1.
As we've said, it's goaltending and defense that is the hallmark of this St. Mary's team. Their leading scorer is the big defenseman Connor Payne, number 22. He has 9 goals and 10 assists on the season. They also have a pair of netminders with great numbers this season. Dylan Murphy has a record of 8-1-1-1. He has a 1.63 goals against average. His backup, William Whited, 2-1 with a 2.33 goals against. So you know that this St. Mary's team does an excellent job of keeping the puck out of their own net. Also do a good job of scoring themselves. This is certainly one of the teams that we've had an eye on, looking for an opportunity to broadcast one of their games. Certainly excited that we got a chance to hear today, as it is Amherst taking on St. Mary's in a game where we had to have a debate before we got started over who was actually the home team. This has been one of a number of games this year that has had to be rescheduled, so it was a situation where they found the available ice, and here we are at Cornerstone. You know that Sean and I like being here. We're very comfortable with this arena, and we've called plenty of games here this season, so nice to be back here again to get this matchup between St. Mary's and Amherst, and this is certainly one of those games that we're excited to see, and a couple teams that we're excited to see in action before they head into postseason play, which is right around the corner.
Absolutely, and like we mentioned, we have one of the best teams in the area with St. Mary's. They are a very high-powered offense that plays outstanding defense and is great in goal. And on the other side, we have one of those gritty, pesky teams that has already played spoiler once, taken down a pretty substantial opponent in the Star Point Spartans. So it's going to be interested to see. St. Mary's did lock up the Monsignor Martin title. Amherst has a bit to play for here today, so definitely going to be interested to see how this game starts and how it continues, because Amherst is going to bring the physical. St. Mary's is going to bring the defense. I think we're in for a pretty solid matchup.
It's a non-league matchup, but both teams are getting ready for postseason play, as it is the Amherst Tigers facing the St. Mary's Lancers, and we're about ready for the national anthem. Let's head down to ice level, and then we'll be ready for puck drop here from Cornerstone as Amherst takes on St. Mary's. Still just finishing off the player introductions here, and after that we'll be ready for the national anthem. But certainly an exciting game that we're ready to bring you here in the Buffalo Stampede YouTube channel. It is the Buffalo Stampede High School Hockey Game of the Week. St. Mary's taking on Amherst from Cornerstone Arena in Lockport, New York. And welcome to Cornerstone Arena as we get set for the Buffalo Stampede High School Hockey Game of the Week. Today's matchup is the St. Mary's Lancers taking on the Amherst Tigers in a non-league matchup. These two teams have both wrapped up their divisional play in the league and are getting ready for postseason play now, but this game is another good tune-up opportunity. It's another good opportunity to see some of the great hockey talent here in Western New York. That's been the concept behind this series of games that the Buffalo Stampede have been presenting here this year. The High School Hockey Game of the Week series has been an opportunity to really showcase some of the talent that there is here in Western New York. It is clearly one of the hockey hotbeds in the country, and certainly a place where the hockey talent deserves to be spotlighted as many times as it possibly can. And we are now underway here from Cornerstone Arena as we bring you this matchup between St. Mary's and Amherst as we are underway. The puck coming into the Amherst end. Hello, I'm Aaron Elpern, play-by-play announcer for the Buffalo Stampede, joined by color commentator Sean McHugh, as well as our camera operator Michelle Sprung on today's broadcast. Thank you so much for joining us as we are just about 20 seconds into the action. The puck inside the Amherst zone. Wow. Comes right out in front of the net. Quick scoring opportunity there for St. Mary's is that opportunity right there for Connor Miller in front of the net. Puck now comes through the neutral zone, and St. Mary's settling it down before heading back into the offensive end. Now a loose puck tangled up for here along the near boards. Gets sent deep into the offensive zone by St. Mary's. They make a couple of changes while setting up behind his own net is Aaron Como for Amherst. Como's pass up the near side is deflected on forward by Alex Peterson. And now St. Mary's has plenty of time to move the puck up ice from their end as Amherst is making a change, but good play here in the neutral zone as Como jumped into that passing lane to keep that pass from connecting at center ice. Amherst settling the puck down, setting it back into their own zone. And heading back there for it to pick it up is Guzdek, but he loses control of it. Wraparound attempt quickly sent in on net as Bailey had an opportunity for St. Mary's there. And now the Lancers keeping it in the offensive zone. Comes back to the point, D to D, and then a quick shot in on goal. Save made on that quick one-touch shot from Alex Standish. Good stop there from Henry Bizier as he's been tested a couple of times already here in the early going. Amherst looking to counter, but that pass is off the mark in the neutral zone, sent back into the offensive zone as Amherst completes a change. 15:23 now remaining in first period play as the St. Mary's Lancers look to get it up ice. Good pass there, connected on, and now Bailey into the offensive zone, gets past the defenseman, still has it as he goes to his knees, just unable to get that shot off as he ended up colliding with the goaltender right in the top of the crease. Amherst taking away, moving it up ice now. This is Crispin with it. Crispin cuts towards the slot, has a little bit of room, just drops it back to his point man, takes a shot, but that one's blocked. This might be an opportunity for St. Mary's, but Crispin coming back makes a good play in the neutral zone. Puck is turned over. St. Mary's would have been offsides there, so they have to clear the zone. Gives an opportunity for Amherst to move it up ice, and it's turned over. Another opportunity down in front as it was St. Mary's quickly converging into the Amherst zone. They have been quick in transition, getting those turnovers in the neutral zone and sending right back into the offensive zone.
Yeah, they've won every puck battle so far in this period pretty easily, too. They're skating it and really getting by with almost no resistance from Amherst right now.
14:25 now to go here in first period play. Still waiting for the first score, but a good pace so far as the action has been moving right from the outset here. Amherst getting the puck into the offensive zone, hit late over there in the corner, comes out in front of the net, played away by the goaltender Murphy, getting the stick out there to make sure that play didn't develop. Now back to the point. It's kept in there by the point man Litz. As it pops out, now Marichulo taking it forward for St. Mary's. Gets a pass connected on in the neutral zone, but losing control of it there. And moving it forward now as it's settled down by the defenseman Bevilacqua, and he turns it back into his own zone before going up ice. Now he's got Dominic Lubert into the offensive zone. Drop pass to Kellogg, back down low to Lubert, just couldn't handle that pass as it goes into the far corner. Good pace here as we still have yet to have a whistle here in this action. 3 minutes and change into it so far.
I can dig it.
Puck is gloved down, played forward. St. Mary's moving it across the ice here in the offensive zone. Redirection opportunity. Second chance there. 2 saves made by Bizier as he has been tested a bunch here in the early going. St. Mary's putting a lot of offensive pressure on the Amherst goaltender here in the first 4 minutes.
Absolutely. Bizier has been on his game to start it right now. He's made 2 or 3 really nice saves. High danger, point-blank opportunities.
Amherst trying to gain the offensive zone here, but it's going to be St. Mary's coming back in the other direction. Aiden Edbauer with it. Gets the pass back. Now feeds it into the slot. Scoring opportunities right there. That one got blocked by the Amherst defenseman before it got in on net. Looks like we have the net coming off the moorings as the whistle here. And the ref quickly gets the water bottle out to spray that post to try to secure it a little bit better to the ice. That is one of the hallmarks of Cornerstone Arena. We seem to see it every time we call a game here. The pegs will come off pretty easily. So that's something that you might see a couple of times before this game's over, those nets coming off with fair ease. After the faceoff into the offensive zone for Amherst as they look to set up a little bit of pressure. That pass came out in front. Just unable to get that shot away was Crispin. Now it comes back to the point and it's kept in by Amherst. As a battle along the near boards, Connor Payne comes out with that for St. Mary's. Now it's a 3-on-2 setting up for the Lancers. Payne gets wide on the defenseman, feeds it in front, pad save made. Now a rebound sitting in front of the net. Defenseman did a good job of clearing that out of there as there was a St. Mary's Lancer player right there looking for that rebound. And it would have been a perfect spot if Cole Young could have gotten that puck on his stick, but the Amherst defenseman smartly played it all the way down the ice. It's an icing against Amherst, but they will take that as opposed to that point-blank opportunity.
Yeah, and what a rush led there by Payne. He gets the defenseman even on his hip right there and then drops it into gear and just fires the accelerator, puts the power move on. Puck sits in the crease. Good save by Bizier to keep the initial shot out. Then great heads-up play by the Amherst defenseman to just yeet the puck down the ice because, like you said, one, you don't get penalized too horribly for icing at this level, and that's a way better result than what was about to happen right there.
Exactly, and Amherst takes advantage of the fact that they ended up relieving a little bit of that pressure. They move it up ice again, now have it in the offensive zone, but it's going to be St. Mary's quickly getting it up ice, connecting on a pass here in the neutral zone. Now it's going to be Young into the offensive end. Tries to get wide on the defenseman, just loses it as he had it on his backhand, and now back in the other direction. It's going to be an opportunity for Logan Griffin. Takes a solid check there into the St. Mary's bench. We talked about Amherst being a physical team. St. Mary's showing that they're not afraid of that as well. As the puck comes out the near side, Amherst unable to hold the line there as St. Mary's looks to move it up ice. And a loose puck is created there by Amherst, but St. Mary's almost was off sides there. They did manage to touch back up, get into the offensive zone. Now it's Bailey looking for a pass out in front. Getting a little bit of help from Baylor. Back over to Baker, and now back out in front. That one hits the side of the net. Almost a solid opportunity there for the St. Mary's Lancers, as they have spent a bunch of time in the offensive zone here so far in the first 6 minutes and change of this action. Puck comes out in front. Backhand shot goes just wide. There was a Lancer there coming to that back post. Almost got that redirection in on net as St. Mary's continues to set up here in the offensive zone. Shot taken from the point. That one gets blocked. Second opportunity. That one gets through from Milkarek.
Oh, he's hurting.
And there's an Amherst player down after he blocked that shot in on goal. And it's going to be an opportunity for St. Mary's to counter here if they can do it quickly, as Amherst was trying to make that change.
Yeah, that was tough, too, because he was caught in no man's land, and St. Mary's had the puck in the neutral zone. Really good job getting off the ice so you could get that change and not get nailed for too many men.
Good defense there from St. Mary's as they stop that zone entry right at the blue line, then quickly move it up ice. Puck here in the near corner now, as battling for possession, it's going to be Noah Kellogg for St. Mary's. Comes back to the point, kept in by Lubert, and unable to maintain the zone are the Lancers, and carrying it up ice and dumping it into the offensive zone is going to be Aaron Como. St. Mary's, though, finding possession of it, moving it up ice pretty quickly, and there's a big stick in the offensive zone as the attempted zone exit there was cut off before it even got to the blue line. Aaron Como laying the shoulder into his man there, and the physical tone continues to be set here with 10:21 now to go in the first.
Yeah, it looks like Noah Kellogg thought he was going to catch that off the boards and get going, and out of nowhere, Aaron Como comes in and just lowers the boom on him. That's the physical play we were told Amherst is going to bring, because until then, it looked like St. Mary's was bringing the pads to this game to start.
Well, it's good to see Amherst get themselves a little bit settled in here. They've been on their heels a little bit in the defensive zone in some of the early action, so a little bit of physical play is certainly what they must have been looking for to kind of set a little better tone here in the first period. Errant pass there from St. Mary's creates a loose puck here in the neutral zone. Ooh. Poked on ahead, and now an opportunity to move it up ice, as it's going to be Teddy Tresco getting it across the blue line. Amherst now looking up to set up a little bit of pressure, but St. Mary's gets away from it fairly easily. Now moving it up ice into the offensive zone. It's going to be Edbauer with it. Loses control of it into the corner, but it's Lemur over there keeping it moving in the offensive zone. Now back to the point. Bevilacqua makes that cross-ice pass. Shot coming in from the point. That would hit a skate as Lubert let that wrist shot go. Now it comes out the far side. Amherst with a chance to clear the zone. They take advantage of it, get it through the neutral zone as Murphy ends up playing it with a skate into the St. Mary's zone. Dominic Lubert back there to start the breakout for the Lancers. Lubert accepting a pass again here on the near side as he gains the center red line. Now looking to get it into the offensive zone. Just kind of slows it down a little bit. Does a soft cross corner dump. And Lubert heads for a change as Amherst looks to set up their breakout here on the near side.
St. Mary's is just coming in on the forecheck. They're sending 3, sometimes 4 guys down on the puck carrier. Amherst is, they've had some success breaking out, but St. Mary's is really starting to get on their puck carriers and making that first exit pass an absolute nightmare for Amherst right now.
Looks like Amherst is trying to make sure that they are playing smart defensive hockey here. See them setting up in the neutral zone in a little bit of a 1-2-2 look, making sure they have plenty of defense back, but it didn't help them there as there's an opportunity quickly created in front of the net. And that one's Alex Marashulo getting the opportunity, goes to the forehand, beats the goaltender Bizier. It's now a 1-0 lead as the St. Mary's Lancers are out in front early.
Yeah, but that's been a hallmark of what St. Mary's has been doing so far to start this game. They've been very good with the short, inside 10-foot tic-tac-toe passing. Right there, a little two-man game took effect after some pressure caused a turnover. Marashulo walked in, put a move on the goaltender, and slid it into the open cage.
There's another opportunity as that backhand shot from Cameron Golovin just barely missed that far post. Those backhand shots are always the toughest ones to read for a goaltender. That one looked like it almost beat Bizier on the far side. Amherst now looking to break it out of the zone with 8:25 to go in the first period. They're unable to get it out, unable to gain that blue line. It's going to be Baker keeping it in, sending it back down low. Now Amherst will try on this side. That breakout pass doesn't connect as it's kept deep in the zone by Golovin. Golovin again has the puck on his stick, gets it down low to Marashulo. Marashulo unable to maintain possession of that, but some good physical play by Amherst or by St. Mary's here in the Amherst zone, as the Tigers are able to clear the zone, but St. Mary's jumping on a loose puck in the neutral zone, sending it right back to Amherst territory, and heading back to it to start the breakout will be Guzdek. Unable to get it past that St. Mary's forechecker, and now St. Mary's looks to set up in the offensive zone. That pass was just maybe a fraction off the mark, and they have to go back into their own zone before they regroup, but quickly back up ice. It's a 3-on-2 setting up there. That pass just took a weird bounce off the boards, ends up back in the neutral zone as a kind of a missed opportunity there for St. Mary's as they had the numbers coming into the offensive end. Hit on the far side as Como gets it into the offensive zone for Amherst. But now setting up that long pass through the neutral zone. That one connects right on the tape, but good defense to make sure that wasn't able to get too far into the offensive zone. That was Jack Carney making that play along his blue line. And now Amherst continuing to try to get it forward there, running into some difficulties there in the neutral zone. The puck pops up and out of play into the Amherst bench. So we have a stoppage with 7:11 left in the first period. It's a 1-0 St. Mary's lead.
The speed and sheer numbers St. Mary's is forechecking with, especially down below the goal line, right off of a shot attempt or a dump in. I think the Amherst Tigers actually are starting to hear footsteps right now because they're getting the puck and they're trying to get rid of it as quickly as they can with or without pressure, and that is just leading to turnovers for St. Mary's. And now another turnover is going to lead to a speed transition.
Bailey into the offensive zone. He has a man in front, shoots it on net. The rebound was there, but it came out into the mid slot. And the one St. Mary's player that was driving in towards the net was more kind of on the back post looking for that rebound. So another good scoring attempt there by St. Mary's, as they have had a fair amount of pressure here in the first 10 minutes of the action here from Cornerstone Arena, and certainly been impressive as we kind of expected them to be, coming in with 10 wins and the Monsignor Martin Association title for the regular season.
Yep, and you can absolutely see why. You can see what their game plan is and how they try to attack, because you can just see it fits all their players' strengths. They attack with speed, they attack in numbers, and nobody on the team is trying to carry the puck any more than they need to. As soon as something's open, the puck is on somebody else's tape, and then they're just looking for the backdoor setup and just trying to get pucks on net. The fans of Corsi numbers are going to love this team because they're just trying to put everything at the goaltender, because that's how you score the goals.
Puck in the St. Mary's zone right now with 6:19 to go in first period play. Setting up behind his own net is Tyler Vowinkle. Connects on a pass here in the neutral zone. He's got Baker, but two Amherst players quickly on him, converging and laying the hit on him. Now a loose puck just outside of the St. Mary's blue line, as it's one Amherst player battling against two St. Mary's ones, and no surprise it's the Lancers coming out with that, but almost a turnover there right in front of the St. Mary's net. Good recovery play by the St. Mary's defenseman to make sure that there wasn't a prime scoring chance for Amherst. A little bit more physical play here in the neutral zone as St. Mary's gains the blue line, looks to get a scoring opportunity. Pass comes towards the front of the net. Good defensive play to keep that one from getting in front. Now a little bit of a scramble for a loose puck to the side of the cage. Comes back to the point, and the defenseman Vowinkle keeps it in for St. Mary's. Makes a second keep here at the near point. Gets that shot towards the net, just misses that far post wide. And now Amherst with a chance to get it out of the zone.
Smart.
They managed to break it through the neutral zone there, and no icing on this play, as the St. Mary's player was in the vicinity of that puck coming through the center ice area.
Yeah, he was smart, because if he went and touched that, they got hit with too many men, so he let it go. Not a very smart heads-up play.
And that St. Mary's breakout is very efficient. Those passes are perfect each and every time coming through the neutral zone.
I mean, that's... You can break a team's back early if you can just bust their pressure like that, and St. Mary's is doing it with, I don't want to say ease, because Amherst is, pushing back and they're setting up for it, but when St. Mary's hits the line with speed, there's three of them coming at you at full speed. It's very hard to slow them down.
Yeah, and Amherst is trying to make things difficult on that breakout, setting up in a more defensive look in the neutral zone, but St. Mary's has been very good at moving the puck up ice. We'll have to see what sort of adjustments happen throughout this game. Amherst now looking to get it out of their zone here on the near boards, almost kept in at the point by Lubert. It goes back down into the St. Mary's end, and that will be an icing call on the play. So now with 4 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the first period, St. Mary's going to get another offensive zone draw, as they have had a lot of pressure in the offensive zone here in the first period. They look to continue that in the last 4 minutes and change.
Yeah, and head coach for St. Mary's, Mark D'Antonio, knows exactly what his roster has for him, because this team is built on speed and on precision, and they are executing that absolutely flawlessly right now. I don't think this is a matter of Amherst not playing well. I think St. Mary's is just working their system to a T right now.
Carrick in the neutral zone, picks up that puck, looks to get it up ice. That pass does not connect, however. Maybe the first pass offline for St. Mary's of this first period. Amherst now with the chance to get it into the offensive zone, deflected on ahead by number 25, Eric Guzdek. And then Amherst sets up in their little defensive setup here. Good play to keep that in the zone by Andrew Fortune. Fortune drops a pass in towards the slot. Almost got a return pass there, and he sets up in front. He's got the puck on his stick again, just unable to settle it down there. But he does manage to keep it in the zone, gets a shot in towards the net. And save is made by the goaltender Murphy. His first real test here, as Amherst hasn't gotten a chance to spend a whole lot of time in his zone yet. Good defense there coming back on the play, and Guzdek getting that stick in there to make sure that St. Mary's rush towards the net didn't result in a shot. And now Fortune in through the neutral zone. Here comes Amherst with a little bit of speed. Shot taken from A little bit of range out by Biersbach, goes just wide. Now a shot from just inside
surprise.
the point. His Fortune got a good bit on that wrist shot. Good glove save had to be made there on that play, as Murphy being tested with the glove hand, as now we have 3:21 to go in first period play, and it's a 1-0 lead in favor of St. Mary's.
That is not an easy thing to do, what Andrew Fortune just did. He picked up the puck going on his weak side and spun and delivered a hard wrist shot on goal. I'm not sure it was a terribly difficult save, but the fact that they were able to get an offensive zone faceoff out of it was almost a breakout. I mean, I got to think that Amherst is going to start to lean on Andrew Fortune a lot, because he is the counter to a team that's built on speed, because he can grind those defensemen down.
That single-man breakout in zone entry there from Connor Payne for St. Mary's. And he has the puck back here at the point as he's walking the blue line. Lets the shot go, and he rips it into the top part of the net. The water bottle goes up in the air, and it's 2-0 St. Mary's on a pretty goal from number 22, the defenseman Connor Payne.
That was absolutely bonkers right there. Connor Payne picks up the puck off the board. He does the patented Nick Lidstrom blue line backwards straddle stride, and then right as the seas parted for just a second, he lets a snapshot go, and he pops the water bottle. You usually see that on plays down low. It was a point shot through traffic. Wow. Just all of it, the gather, the skating, the shot, and then the fact that he barely reacted at all leads me to believe that he's done that before on purpose.
Well, that is what I would describe as a defenseman's dream goal there. I mean, you have plenty of obvious forwards like to have the pretty breakaway goals, but defensemen, that's the type of goal that they want to score, where they can show off the skating and also show off that shot from range, picking a corner, sending the water bottle up in the air. Beautiful goal from Connor Payne.
Ooh, there's another one.
And an answer from Amherst, as going bar down and making this one a 2-1 game, is number 18, Teddy Tresco. What a pretty shot. This is the idea behind some of these games, is to showcase the talent in Western New York, and we're seeing it here in the last minute.
Yeah, the young ones here today, Aaron, they brought the shot today. I mean, what an answer to a ridiculous shot. I mean, wow, just picks up the puck. I mean, it was a bit of a defensive breakdown by St. Mary's, but then once Teddy Tresco gets the puck below the dot, he absolutely rips it over the short side shoulder under the bar, and Amherst answers immediately to that goal.
Oh, there's some physical play in the neutral zone. Dominic Lubert laying a big stick on his man here at center ice.
He got called for that. They're saying it's an elbow. I mean,
well, it looked like a pretty good hit from my perspective. The ref had a different perspective of it, obviously, and he has called an elbowing penalty here. So Amherst is going to get an opportunity on the power play, as the elbowing call goes to number 4, Dominic Lubert. Whether or not we agree with that call is besides the point. So clearly this will be a power play for Amherst.
I will be honest. I'm not. I was trailing where the puck was going to go, and I saw the collision out of the corner of my eye. So I just saw the body go down. The ref was right there too. It's not like the ref on the far side. I mean, the ref was even. So there must have been something that we couldn't see that he saw. I thought it was good, but.
It's going to be an opportunity, though, on the power play, as mentioned, as Como lets a shot go right off that faceoff, missing wide and off the glass behind the net. Now St. Mary's going to get a chance to clear it, but Como keeping it here at the near point. Redirection opportunity. Now comes out to Fortune. Backhand shot in on net. Save made by Murphy, keeping this one a 2-1 game, as 16 seconds now have come off the St. Mary's penalty to Dominic Lubert, as it's going to be a faceoff coming up in the far dot in the offensive zone for Amherst.
Yep, and I think the goaltender for St. Mary's, that would be Dylan Murphy, is going to get to know Andrew Fortune real well on this power play, because that is a large man with some silky mitts who is just going to operate the way a Thomas Vanek or a Corey Perry does on the power play, where he's just going to use his big body and get those hips wide and just pitch a tent in the middle of the slot in front of the crease and just try to wreak havoc on the goaltender and defenseman right there.
Into the offensive zone. Here comes Carney for Amherst. Takes a hit from Connor Payne, and now an opportunity for St. Mary's to at least get it to the blue line. They can't get it out of the zone as Como keeps it in. Fortune trying to load up that one-timer, is blocked on its way through. Now pops out in front of the net. Murphy throws the glove over top of it to stop play with 1:08 to go in the Amherst power play.
Well, we know who wants the puck, and we know who Amherst wants to get the puck to in these situations, because it looks like Fortune obviously wasn't interested in my proposal, just hanging out behind the net. He posts up in that Steven Stamkos, Alex Ovechkin slot on the power play and tries to label a one-timer. He got a ton of it, but it got blocked, unfortunately. Luckily for the goaltender, he didn't have to put his body in front of that.
Fortune setting up the power play again, comes back to the point. Now Crispin has it, gets it back down low, cross-ice pass. Como looking to get it across to Fortune, and Fortune keeps it in the offensive zone there briefly, but St. Mary's finding possession of it, sending it the length of the ice. Now 45 seconds to go in the St. Mary's penalty, and they have the puck here in the offensive zone as they're the first ones to it, killing off the penalty. A little bit of difficulty getting out of the zone for Amherst, but they do manage to connect on a pass, and here comes Biersbach into the offensive zone. Biersbach makes a move to try to get around one man. Fortune keeps it in at the far point. Now Amherst setting things up on the power play. Fortune walks the blue line, fires a shot in towards the net. Good glove save made by Murphy on that one, as Fortune got a fair bit on that one. Clear view of it, though, as Murphy was able to see it the whole way and make the stop to keep this one a 2-1 game. 24 seconds in the penalty, 28 seconds in the first period.
Don't be surprised next time Andrew Fortune gets a look from out there, he goes low with it. Now that the goaltender has it in his head that he's going to try to pick that corner, he's going to try to put that worm burner shot low for a deflection next time, I bet.
Murphy keeping it in, taking the puck away from his man there and behind the net. Unable to find somebody in front, though, and now an opportunity to clear the zone and take it up ice for Ben Indelicato for St. Mary's.
Oh, wow.
Indelicato almost got in towards the front of the net alone for a scoring opportunity. Did find possession, got it back to Payne. He ripped a hard shot toward the net. It hit one of the Amherst players in front, and now as the last couple of seconds tick away,
there we go.
Get another big stick in the neutral zone.
That better be an offside, because that was clean.
No, as the end of the period is what the stoppage there was. Baker laying that hit there in the neutral zone, knocking his man down and sending the both teams to the locker room with a little bit of an exclamation point here in the first period. It's a 2-1 score after one period of play, but St. Mary's spent a lot of time in the offensive zone. Amherst did get a good answer to the second St. Mary's goal, as both of the second and third goals of that first period were highlight reel worthy ones. The Connor Payne one over here to our right from the shot from the point that sent the water bottle flying, and then the goal by Teddy Tresco for Amherst. Also the bar down special on the left side of the rink. It was a excellent first period of play. We can't wait to see what second period has to offer here today. Thoughts on the first there, Sean?
No, that was everything we wanted. I mean, definitely the ice was tilted a little more in St. Mary's favor, at least in the start. They got two pretty nice-looking goals, a nice little two-man game down low to walk in alone on the goaltender, then an absolutely ridiculous shot by Payne. But then Tresco literally off the face-off says, I'm going to do you one better. And he just absolutely nips the goaltender right under the bar over the shoulder. And then we end it with some fireworks with a massive hit in front of both benches. It got a reaction out of the pretty solid crowd that we have for this game. Good to see a lot of people coming out and supporting these kids playing. We've got a lot of what we wanted. Some pretty goals, some hits. I mean, I don't need to see any fights either because I'm getting good hockey tonight. Goaltending's been outstanding, too, for the most part. I don't think a single person is going to blame either goaltender for any of the three goals allowed. Just good hockey, start to finish.
Well, it's certainly a team that we wanted to get a look at here, the St. Mary's Lancers. They have been as advertised. No surprise that they have 10 wins coming into this game, and they are the Monsignor Martin Association regular season champions. They're getting ready for postseason play, as are the Amherst Tigers, and we've been impressed with their big forward, Andrew Fortune, as he has shown his ability here in the early going. We're excited for what the second and third periods have to offer. Please do stay tuned as we continue to bring you the Buffalo Stampede High School Hockey Game of the Week. And welcome back to second period play as we are now underway between Amherst and St. Mary's in the second period of play. And it's a 2-1 lead in favor of St. Mary's after the first period. An entertaining first period of play between the Lancers and Tigers as we are underway in period number 2. It is the Buffalo Stampede High School Hockey Game of the Week. Hello, I'm Aaron Elpern alongside color commentator Sean McHugh and camera operator Michelle Sprung bringing you the call of today's game. As it's a loose puck in the neutral zone, and St. Mary's looking to come forward with it, gaining the blue line. Now a shooting opportunity down low. Good defense there to keep that pass from getting across the crease. That would have been a tap-in goal if that one would have connected. As St. Mary's keeping it here in the offensive zone. A little bit of physical play from Amherst that we've seen just a touch of here in this game. They gain the red line, dump it into the offensive zone. Chasing in there after it is number 11, Alex Peterson. Unable to put enough pressure on St. Mary's, though, to keep them from breaking it out. Now they have some numbers coming through the neutral zone. Into the offensive zone. This is Noah Kellogg. Backhand in towards the net. Save made by Bizier. As a good scoring opportunity here in the early going. About a minute and change into the second period. As it was St. Mary's developing that chance through transition. And Sean, they've been very good in transition here throughout this game.
Yeah, they've been extremely good in transition, like you said. But the thing is, usually you see a lot of the teams hit those stretch passes. St. Mary's breakout includes 3 different guys touching the puck within 10 feet of each other. Okay.
There's a slap shot from in close range. Noah Kellogg just missing that far post. Now a 2-on-1 setting up as the St. Mary's defenseman falls.
Good D.
Sliding defensive play there made by Austin Dietz, making sure that pass did not get across to the Amherst player in front of the net. Dietz a little bit slow getting back to his skates after he took a hit there in the far corner. St. Mary's into the offensive zone now as a player losing control of that puck in behind the net. That allows Simon to start it up ice for Amherst. Pass goes to the near wall, and it's kept in on the play by St. Mary's. Kellogg making that play, getting it along to the far side where it's kept moving by Vowinkle. Now a little bit of a cross-check there in the far corner is ignored by both of the officials. And Amherst going to be moving it up ice now and into the offensive zone. Here comes Biersbach, just can't control it until he gets to where the defenseman is, takes it away from him, and now St. Mary's going to have a chance to break it up ice. Kellogg connecting on a pass, and now into the neutral zone. Marashulo deflecting it forward. Puck comes out to the far side, and Dietz is going to dump it in.
That
and he
was
takes
not
a big
necessary.
hit into the St. Mary's bench. This is going to be a penalty coming up, and Dietz is down on the ice as well as the cross-checking call is being signaled, and the St. Mary's defenseman is down on the ice in quite a bit of discomfort, it looks like, as the St. Mary's coaching staff comes out to tend to him.
Yeah, the crown of his head took all of that, so I wouldn't be surprised if this was more than just 2 minutes.
Obviously, never like to see players down on the ice after a collision like that, and Dietz is definitely slow to get back to his skates here, as he was. It looked like he was toward the end of his shift, just getting it into the offensive zone, heading to the bench for a change, but it was the hit laid on him right up against the bench, as it was number 8 for Amherst, Brian Crispin, who has been sent to the penalty box for the offense here. Still waiting to see what they put up on the clock in terms of the penalty that is here, as the officials are still right below us here in the referee's circle as they continue to assess the penalty that has occurred and the player who is still down on the ice for St. Mary's.
Yeah, it's good to see him sitting up a little bit. I mean, that's really, really scary when you see a player go head first into the walls. I really don't understand what Crispin was doing coming up and hitting him in the back. Like, the puck was long gone by the time Crispin got to him, and he was going to the bench. So really interesting to see what comes down here. I mean, we have seen a lot less than that game misconducts before, so it's going to be interesting to see what they come up with here. They're having a discussion, so there's something to play.
This has been one of those where the focus throughout the hockey world this year has been to call these a little bit more severely, and that is the case with this one as well, as they have 5 minutes up on the board. Brian Crispin has been assessed a major penalty, and St. Mary's is going to get the opportunity for 5 minutes on the power play here, as the major penalty has been handed out for cross-checking to the Amherst player. So it's something we talked about earlier, that some of the undisciplined play can get Amherst into trouble at times. They're only 1 goal down here in this game, but now they're going to have to kill a 5-minute power play.
Yes, and we're going to be honest, Aaron. They're lucky it's only a major. That could have been a 10 in a game. Maybe even it should have been, but major's going to be what it works, and St. Mary's has a chance to really, really, really make them pay for this. And if any power play is going to make you pay for taking a major, it's going to be St. Mary's. So Amherst has some work to do right now, because this game could easily get away from them right here.
Well, they get control right off the face-off. They get an opportunity to clear the zone, send it the length of the ice. Michael Dickinson making that play right off the draw. And a little bit of pressure now here in the offensive zone as Amherst killing off this penalty. St. Mary's, though, able to elude that pressure, get it up ice. Now setting up in the offensive zone, it's Baker. Back up to the point. Now it is Standish with it. Pass across to the side, and a shoulder save made by Bizier, as letting a good hard wrist shot go was Ryan Leamer, as he had a pretty clear look there from the near dot. Good shot in on goal as he was looking for that top corner. Good save made by Bizier, and now 4:33 remaining in the Amherst penalty.
Yep, and Bizier, that was a really nice save by Bizier because that short side corner was there. He got his shoulder up high just in time to direct it over the net and out of play. But St. Mary's is going to look to continue to let those shots go because that's what they've been doing all game, just putting pucks on the net from all angles.
2-on-2 scramble for a loose puck there. St. Mary's eventually settling it down, getting it back to the point, setting up their power play now. It's going to be Bailey on the far wall, back to the point to Standish. Standish back over to Bailey on the far side. Cross-ice pass right on the tape, just unable to settle it down was Leamer as he was in a prime spot for a scoring opportunity. Leamer has it on his stick again, though. Carries it out towards the point, leaves it for Standish. Hard wrist shot goes just wide. St. Mary's keeps it moving here in the offensive zone. Jacob D'Antonio with it here in the near circle. Back to the point. Now D'Antonio with it again in the hash marks. Gets the puck again as him and Leamer continue to play catch with it. D'Antonio looking for a passing lane down low. Just ends up going through the skates of a St. Mary's player, but they keep control of it. As Bailey now has it on the far dot. 3:40 to go in the power play. Bailey now looking for that pass backdoor. Beautiful setup. They had it there before about 20 seconds ago. They actually executed it even better that second time. Backdoor pass right on the tape to Ryan Leamer. It's now 3-1 St. Mary's.
Yeah, it looks like the St. Mary's Lancers caught Amherst not learning their lesson the first time. They got away with losing Ryan Leamer on the back door the first time when he couldn't handle the pass. But Amherst did nothing to prevent that the second time. Leamer goes right to the same spot. This time, the perfect pass hits him right in the tape, and he immediately roofs it in the back of the net. St. Mary's gets a 2-goal lead with still 3.5 minutes left in the major penalty.
So plenty of time still to add to their lead here as Connor Payne works it up ice. Some nice edge work there as he gets it through the neutral zone into the offensive zone, now circling the net, looking for a pass as he brings it out of the corner. Drops a pass back to Young as a cross-ice pass now back to the point to Payne. Payne loads up the slap shot. It gets through the goaltender's legs, but just squeaks by the side post just wide.
That's Payne. A luxury having a guy like him at your point who just gets everything to the net.
St. Mary's setting it up here again. Payne, cross-ice pass to Young, gets it back again up top. Looking for that shooting lane, doesn't quite see it yet, just makes that pass over to Bowinkle, now has it back on his stick here at the top of the point. Gets it across, shot taken in by Cole. Cole gets his own rebound, now pulls it back out of the corner. Continues to with that power play setup as St. Mary's has been pretty solid here in this umbrella look that they have. Cole Young now out of the corner as it is handled there by Indelicato. Unable to clear it, though, is Amherst. Another solid play there at the point by Connor Payne. Now he's got the puck back on his stick. Lets that shot go towards the net. Looking for that hard wrist shot to go high blocker side, but the arm save made by the goaltender Bizier. And he's going to have more work in front of him here, it looks like, as St. Mary's continues to keep it set up in the offensive zone. But a good defensive play made by the Amherst forward Peterson to get in the way of that pass and send it the length of the ice. Now 2:05 to go in the St. Mary's penalty, or St. Mary's power play, rather.
How did he keep that puck? That was nuts.
Payne now in the offensive zone on the far side, just banks a pass in behind the net, takes a hit, and then ends up taking the stick away from the Amherst player, Como.
That wasn't a penalty, but
the referee was right there looking at it, but St. Mary still has control of that puck. Payne just unable to connect on that pass. Comes out into the neutral zone now with 1:40 to go in the St. Mary's power play.
And I think Amherst is relieved to see Connor Payne come off the ice right now because he was just dominating that shift.
Indelicato into the offensive zone, fires a hard shot, hit the shoulder of the goaltender Bizier, then caught the crossbar, went up and out of play. A quickly developing shot in on goal from Indelicato there, almost beat the goaltender, just barely getting the shoulder on it, then the crossbar helps keep it out as well. So still 1:30 to go in the St. Mary's power play as they have spent the entire 5 minutes here set up in the offensive zone, and they have developed more than just a few good scoring opportunities. They are going to look to add to their the one goal they've already gotten here on this power play. So they still have 1:20 to go. Good passing set up here in the offensive zone, and then that shot is ripped over the top high glove It's Noah Kellogg getting the goal, the second one here on this power play. They still have 1:13 to go in the major, and they've opened up a 4-1 lead now.
Yep, and like we said, right before the major penalty started, Amherst was playing with a lot of fire with gasoline mittens right there, putting this team on the power play at all, much less for an extended period of time. And St. Mary's has operated with absolute precision on this power play with the passing and edge work. They've got 2 goals so far, and they are definitely not done yet. They're trying to get at least 1 more.
Back into the defensive zone. Bevilacqua starting it up ice now. Gets it to Lubert. Lubert makes a move to avoid one man. Just makes a D-to-D pass. And now St. Mary's has some room to work with here on this near side. That pass doesn't connect. And now Amherst going to get a chance to clear it. But just into the neutral zone. As knocking that one down with a glove is Dominic Lubert. Now quickly up ice. Here comes Noah Kellogg. Kellogg takes a hit there in the high slot. Looks like it could have been a lot more physical than it actually was. Amherst player kind of laid off a little bit instead of delivering that full blow there. But St. Mary's keeping it in here. Lubert making that pass over to the far side. Kellogg has it at the far point. Cross ice pass, and he gets it to Bevilacqua, looking for a shooting lane. Just gives it back to Lubert. And Bevilacqua now gets it back down low. Good passing here to get that set up in front of the net. It was that last pass from Edbauer that didn't get through the defenseman. Good defensive play made by the skate of Jack Carney. Still 18 seconds to go in the power play as the one-timer comes in from Bevilacqua, hits the side of the net, and it's kept in on the play as Edbauer now has it. Gets it to Bevilacqua as the St. Mary's passing continues to be efficient here in the offensive zone. That one's right on the tape. Cross ice in front. Shot goes just wide as it looked like it either hit the goaltender or a defenseman, as finally the Amherst penalty has expired. Crispin comes out of the penalty box, heads to the bench as the puck comes into the neutral zone, and right back into the offensive zone comes Kellogg. Kellogg trying to get wide on the defenseman, feeds it back in front. Great save made by Bizier as the man was wide open in front of the net. Cameron Gallivan had a point-blank opportunity. Glove save made on the play by Henry Bizier to keep this one a 4-1 game. St. Mary's almost getting another one there in the seconds after their power play expired.
Yep, and St. Mary's again, from D zone to neutral zone through the breakout all the way down below the goal line. Every pass is on the tape. Every pass is to an open man, and every person is getting the puck to where it needs to be. St. Mary's is operating like a well-oiled machine in this second period. They were on the power play, but they have to think that they're gaining so much momentum right now, just with the simple yet effective way they're playing. They have controlled the pace of this game pretty much from the start, minus a few plays here and there.
9 minutes and 7 seconds to go in the second period as St. Mary's brings it back into the offensive zone. They have plenty of momentum here in this game as they have the 3-goal lead, picking up a couple of goals there on that power play, the 5-minute major that they just enjoyed. Amherst is going to have to do some work to get back here into this game. Shot taken as he gains the blue line. Sean Murphy letting that one go right in on net. And the save was made by Will Whited, the St. Mary's goaltender. We had a little bit of misinformation being passed around before the game, and we had a little bit of jersey confusion as one of the players in the St. Mary's roster did not have his jersey here today, and so we have a little bit of number confusion, but it is Will Whited in the net despite the fact that he is wearing his number 30 as opposed to the standard 31 that he normally wears, but just wanted to get that corrected to make sure that our error didn't continue. Now Whited makes a save there on the doorstep. The backhand shot coming in from Crispin there as he was right in front of the net. Whited making the stop as it's sent right back into the offensive zone by Amherst as they're looking for a little bit of a response here in the second period. They got a goal late in the first period to get themselves back into this game, but this 5-minute power play that St. Mary's had here in the second has allowed the Lancers to really seize control of the game. Into the offensive zone, losing control of that one there was Indelicato. And now Crispin with a chance to get it up ice. Helping out on the play is Biersbach as he takes a hit below our broadcast position. That one's going to be a penalty.
And he blew it because he just retaliated.
We'll see if there's one call or two calls here because the St. Mary's penalty was initially coming, and then Biersbach ends up going back at the player.
What happens.
Maybe not realizing that he was getting the call, and so we're going to get coincidental minors here.
I mean, that's the right call. I mean, much to the displeasure of the Amherst Knights and some of their fans. But, Biersbach did a great job. He drew the penalty. But then he, at the end of it, took his player down, and the ref was standing right there. They got him for the retaliation. So it's unfortunate.
That would have been a good time to get a power play at this point in the game. Amherst a little bit on their heels here in this contest as St. Mary's has certainly seized a lot of the momentum in this game as the 2 goals on the major penalty just before have allowed them to open up this 3-goal lead. But Amherst is going to be denied the opportunity here on the power play as seemed that theme that we talked about in pregame, them staying out of the box is a focus of that team, and In this case, they didn't do a really good job of it. They would have been getting a power play there, but the retaliation by Biersbach ends up evening things up, so we will play at even strength here, 4-on-4 when we get restarted here. 8:07 now to go in the period. We have a second St. Mary's player coming over to the penalty box. I might have had the initial call wrong here. It's actually going to be an Amherst power play.
Yep, they got coincidental minors, but then they got, I actually don't hate that. I don't mind that at all.
And St. Mary's winning possession right off the faceoff as Amherst does have this opportunity on the power play. St. Mary's, though, has the puck in the offensive zone as it's Golovin down there creating some difficulty for Amherst moving it up the ice. Tigers do manage to get control of it, and then a big hit by Golovin coming back on the play as he cleaned out Dickinson right below our broadcast position. Good shift here on the penalty kill from number 13, Cameron Golovin so far.
Yeah, and there's that speed again. They're not afraid to use it even on the
Just as I was complimenting him for his solid play on this shift, he got a little bit too over-exuberant on the play, ends up tripping his man. And so this is now going to be a two-man advantage for the Amherst Tigers here for a minute 30 as well. So this is a big opportunity for Amherst to get right back into this game.
Absolutely. This is a rare mistake by St. Mary's. It was an effort penalty for sure. I mean, it was just he was back-checking hard trying to cause a turnover, but he did upend his man, skates first. So Amherst needs this, and definitely get ready to see a solid, steady diet of Andrew Fortune right now. You got to think with this extra open ice, he's going to have a lot to work with. I don't think St. Mary's is aware that it – oh, there they go.
Right,
They're taking Payne off the ice?
St. Mary's had 4 players out there, and the big defenseman Connor Payne comes to the bench, so that's a
Still
little benefit for Amherst. And now Andrew Fortune here at the near point. Keep an eye on number 9 as he's going to be looking to load up that slap shot. There it is. There it hit his own man in front of the net as it was Carney taking that one off the leg. Carney still set up in front. Fortune gets it back here at the near point, looking to load that shot up. Does there. That one looked like it hit the post. Now an attempt to get it back on net as the puck comes out in front of the net, and the goaltender there, Whited, making the save, keeping that one from coming back out in front. Amherst settling it down. Dickinson in the corner, now looking to set up the power play here. Is still 59 seconds in the 5-on-3. Puck on the far side. Como fires it in on net. Whited making the save. Rebound is cleared to the corner by the St. Mary's defender. St. Mary's unable to clear the zone as it's kept in on the far point by Crispin. Crispin walks the blue line, feeds it down low. Como has to play it off of his skates and then gets it down low to Carney, who has a man on him. Dominic Luber takes him off of that. Then the puck comes out in front of the net, dangerously sitting in front there for a moment. St. Mary is able to find possession, clear the zone, but that clearing attempt ends up going into the Amherst bench. So this should be an offensive zone draw coming up here for the Amherst Tigers, as they still have 32 seconds remaining on their two-man advantage and a minute 2 on the second penalty.
Yeah, been really nice job by Amherst, possessing the puck and getting opportunities, but an equally nice job by the 3 St. Mary's players out there. Once the first shot is stopped or blocked, they do a good job of clearing it out to prevent no more than one chance per shot here.
Murphy and Peterson down low trying to battle for possession. They do finally get it out of that pile. Now a shot comes in on net. Save made by Whited. He hangs on to make sure there's no rebound on that one. Teddy Tresco again looking for a second goal here today. He got the goal late in the first period to get his team on the board. Looking for a power play goal here in the second period. Good shot through a crowd there. Good save by Whited as well.
Yeah, Whitehead needs to be big right here to keep this lead for St. Mary's, and so far he's done a great job. Amherst is going to get one last rush to try and make something out of this 5-on-3 before it becomes a 5-on-4. And that forecheck is just not letting that happen right now. Look at the speed and tenacity by the Lancers.
Alex Marichula causing that trouble there, killing the penalty. One of the penalties is now over as St. Mary's has possession of it, but they're unable to clear the zone. It is kept in here at the near point. Tresco's shot goes just wide, but Amherst still has possession of it on the far side of the ice. Bouncing puck now. Guzdik going over there for it, unable to get it from Marisculo. And now it's loose in behind the net. St. Mary's going to try to clear it. Does get past the near point here as Teddy Tresco had to try to kick that left leg out to keep it from getting through the neutral zone. Penalty finally does expire, so St. Mary's has killed off both of those penalties. And the teams are back to 5-on-5 with 5 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in the second period. Tresco moving it through the neutral zone, connects on a pass, and now into the offensive zone as Guzdik moves it forward, but St. Mary's gains possession and quickly counters. Into the offensive zone now. Pass comes out in front of the net. Fandon shot there as tied up just in front of the net was D'Antonio. Good job by Amherst to get back and back check there to set up that defense in front of the net. Looked like St. Mary's had the numbers there in transition. Shot from Payne goes just wide, bounces off the backboards and ends up on the stick of Cole Bailey. Bailey's pass then doesn't connect to the man here at the point. St. Mary's will have to go back for it in their own zone. Connor Payne circling as Amherst makes a change. They might have an opportunity to catch them in this change as St. Mary's comes into the offensive zone quickly. D'Antonio fires that hard snapshot. Cut the goaltender leaning a little bit. Beat him glove side. It's now 5-1 St. Mary's. They did take advantage of that opportunity as the Amherst Tigers had yet to get their personnel back into the defensive zone. St. Mary's taking advantage. They've now opened up a 4-goal lead.
Yeah, Henry Bizier was definitely trying to peek around a screen, and he peeks on his short side, and right as soon as he took a look, D'Antonio just lets a wrist shot go waist high to the far side post. There was half the net to put it there. Good awareness by D'Antonio, knowing he had half the net, just get it around the defenseman trying to block him. Bizier never saw it until it was too late.
So D'Antonio picking up his 10th of the season, and he has given his team a 4-goal lead here in the second period. 4 minutes and 30 seconds now remaining in the second, as now we have a little bit of a tie-up here between a couple of players here in the near corner.
Yeah, this is starting to become a theme here. The team, like Amherst, is getting frustrated, and St. Mary's isn't going to take it from them. So refs are doing a good job just tossing them both right now instead of leaning favorites.
Looks like it's going to be Lubert and Ferrudo heading to the box. That's Leo Ferrudo wearing the goaltender's number 35 as opposed to his normal number 10. So we actually have it going on twice in this game with players forgetting their jerseys. It's an amusing thing that you see from time to time, but where else did we see that in a game, one of our high school games?
Where did we see that?
Oh, it was Hamburg.
Yes. He was the player from Hamburg who was one of their top players,
yes,
was wearing a practice penny.
And didn't even have a number on it, so we had to go and figure that one out in between periods. But I think we've gotten all the answers here in terms of who everybody is here in this game.
It's like a delegation. The backup goalie has to wear the opposite jersey to signal that he is, in fact, the backup goalie, because if you look on the benches, St. Mary's backup goaltender today is wearing their dark blue, whereas the Amherst backup goalie is wearing their whites.
Amherst with a shot in on goal right off that face-off. It's a opportunity to move it up ice now for St. Mary's as we play 5-on-5 here. Amherst making a change as the puck's here in their own zone. And shot in on goal, save made by Bizier, and a little bit of a scramble play there. And now we have 4 minutes and 11 seconds remaining here in the period as both penalty boxes are decently full up. Couple players in the St. Mary's box, one player in the Amherst box as the two teams continue play 5-on-5 in the last 4 minutes of play here in the period.
I mean, St. Mary's has been extremely impressive this period. I mean, they were given a major penalty, but they took full advantage of it. And again, there's another one, 6-1. Wait.
Oh, that one looked like it was in the net, but it's waved off by the official who was there right along the goal line. Point-blank opportunity to add to their lead here, and they have another chance as the puck is loose in front of the net. Ends up between the legs of the goaltender, Bizier, and then he ends up being tied up, it looked like, with the stick of the St. Mary's player, Noah Kellogg. A little bit of a tussle for that one there as Bizier ends up getting himself free of that stick, and both teams make some changes as we are under 4 minutes to go in the period. As St. Mary's continues to look to expand their lead and spend more time in the offensive zone. Connor Payne walks the blue line. This time he loses control of it. Now it's going to be an opportunity to get it up ice. Dickinson just gets it barely into the offensive zone. Gets it again, then he fires one off the crossbar as he had a screen in front of the net. Fired a good hard snapshot over the shoulder of Whited. Just couldn't beat the crossbar. Goes up and out of play. And we'll have a faceoff coming up here in the Amherst offensive zone with 3:43 now remaining in the second.
Yeah, and Whitehead is going to thank that crossbar because that shot by Dickinson was absolutely wired. Doinked the bar and shot straight up out of play, though. But Amherst, one thing I got to give them credit for, these kids can shoot the puck.
Another solid check there on the far side as the physical play continues to be a theme of this game. Loose puck in front of the net, a couple more bodies colliding right in front of the Amherst cage. As Tigers come out of there with it, manage to clear the zone, but getting in the way of that pass and sending it right back into the offensive end is Cole Young. Puck comes out to the near side, shot taken from point-blank range. Bizier making the stop on Connor Miller there. Then another big hit in the near corners. The puck comes out to the near side. Connor Biersbach trying to get it out. Does manage to get it across the blue line before St. Mary's sent it right back into the zone. Biersbach now with it on his stick and dumps it into the offensive zone for his team. St. Mary's now looking to set it up behind the net. A couple of players almost collide with each other there, and that offers an opportunity to Amherst to keep it in. Crispin walks in from the point, looking for a shooting lane, getting pestered as he does so, fires that shot eventually. Save made by Whited as it kind of hit him in the chest, and he managed to keep it there from falling to the ice and offering a rebound opportunity to St. Mary's. And now with 2:48 to go in the second period, there's going to be a faceoff coming up to the left of Whited, and it's still a 5-1 lead in favor of the St. Mary's Lancers.
Amherst is definitely upping the pressure towards the latter end of the second period. They've been getting a lot of good shots on goal. They are playing the physical brand of hockey. They've slowed down that breakout a little bit, but you wonder if it might be too little too late. But still, you don't have a chance to come back if you don't put the effort in. And right now, Amherst, they're definitely not going to go away. They're going to continue to throw their bodies around and try to throw what they can at the net.
Bailey in the offensive zone for St. Mary's, cycles it down low to D'Antonio. D'Antonio spins away from a defender, gets knocked down, still maintains control of that puck. He has two different men on him. Really good work in the forechecking by the St. Mary's Lancers on this line as well. Now doing some more work down low as they make things difficult for those Amherst defensemen trying to break it out. Amherst is trying to make sure that they can get themselves free to make a pass. Good work there to get it out of the zone as Peterson had to do everything he could just to make sure that that puck didn't stay in Amherst territory. Opportunity to carry it up ice now with Bevilacqua getting it away from a defender. Gets it up ice, gets it onto the stick of Baker. Baker, though, losing control of it, and it's still loose here in the offensive zone for St. Mary's. Amherst player goes spilling to the ice. And now both sides try to come up with the loose puck here against the near wall. D'Antonio walks out with it, fires a shot going glove side. And Henry Bizier making the glove stop on that one, throwing that left hand out there and keeping D'Antonio from getting his second goal of the period.
Yeah, Bizier has been outstanding tonight, despite what the score says. He's made a lot of great saves. I really wouldn't say you can blame a single goal on him. Just great shots and great plays by the Lancers. Just continuing to work the offensive zone when they get possession and make every pass where it needs to be. Every time someone's wide open, like right here, someone's right there in the slot for a shot.
Shot comes in from the point. Looked like it hit an Amherst body in front of the net, and that's the only thing that kept it from getting in on goal. They keep possession of it here, do the St. Mary's Lancers. That pass in front, intercepted, and now Amherst going to get a chance to clear the zone, but they can't get it past the defender on that far side. Good play by Standish to hold his line there. Now he has it as he carries it back into the offensive zone. That shooting attempt doesn't get through the defenseman, though. Good play to get a stick on that by Matty Fortune. Loose puck still in the Amherst zone. Settled down by Dickinson. Tries to get it up towards the boards as a man on the near side took it away from him. St. Mary's keeps it moving here in the offensive zone as it comes out towards the front of the net as we are now under a minute to go in the period. Amherst now with a chance to get it up ice with numbers. St. Mary's, though, doing a good job coming back as the shot is taken from distance. And that is pretty much how St. Mary's would have wanted that rush up ice to go. Offering nothing more than the perimeter shot, which White had handled pretty easily. Holds on for a whistle now with 48 seconds to go in the second period. This has been a really sound performance from the St. Mary's Lancers. Yeah. This is an impressive group.
Yes, and on that, yes, absolutely. And the thing is, they got caught with numbers for one of the few times today. You really, now first, I understand you're down. You got to get pucks on the net. But when you have a 3-on-2, you want to hit the trailer so that way it opens up options for a pass or a shot. The harmless shot from the top of the dot. Whitehead's going to make that save every time.
It was probably one of those situations where it was late enough in the shift that they had been out there for so long in their own defensive zone that was the best opportunity they were going to be able to create on that charge. Amherst does have 24 seconds to go here in this period as they look to set up some offensive zone pressure. Andrew Fortune doing some good forechecking there on the far side, making his man have to circle back into the corner to actually get it up ice. Good work, though, by Milk-Herrick to actually get away from the forecheckers and to make a couple of passes. Keep possession of it for his St. Mary's team. The Lancers do manage to get it into the neutral zone. Now with 3 seconds to go in the period, time for one last shot for Amherst, but they don't know exactly how much time is left on the clock, and they make a pass at the end instead of the shot, and that's the way the second period will end. As now we have a little bit of exchange of pleasantries between Fortune and Payne, as Fortune may be showing a little bit of frustration there at the end of the period, that scoring chance not coming together, and he sent the puck the length of the ice. Payne came over to say that he didn't appreciate that move, but that's all that conversation we'll really have here today, and we now head into the second intermission as it is St. Mary's enjoying a comfortable 5-1 lead here in this contest. St. Mary's picking up 3 more goals there in that second period as they took advantage of their 5-minute major power play that they were given in the early going of the second period. They got 2 goals in that 5-minute power play. Actually, it was in the first 4 minutes of the power play that they did all their work. They had more chances late and added 1 more goal. Looked like they almost got a 6th one there in the latter part of the period. It was the crossbar that I guess kept that one out, but they have a comfortable 5-1 lead over the Amherst Tigers after 2 periods of play. Really a lot to like about that St. Mary's team from the back end to the forwards. Good goaltending as well. When White has been asked to make a save, he has been solid in net. It's This has been one of those teams where we've been looking for the schedule to align right so we can get a chance to call one of their games. Certainly been worth the wait to see this St. Mary's club.
Absolutely, and like we keep saying, the way they break out is impressive. A lot of teams, like we've seen, for example, Hamburg was trying to live and die by that stretch pass, and they do a great job of doing that. St. Mary's is different. St. Mary's takes the dink and dunk, but with speed. So one man 5 feet ahead, up 10, up 5, up 10, over the line, and then they set up in the offensive zone. Then once they get into the offensive zone, they've been doing a really great job of cycling the puck around. The puck is rarely, if ever, on the stick of a player for more than a few seconds before it's off the stick. Keeps the goaltenders and the defensemen moving. That's part of the reason why Connor Payne, was able to take that shot, because the puck movement, he had everybody on their heels. And then, you get those lanes right there, and then just another backdoor pass, just another product of great puck movement and possession by St. Mary's. They're getting easy goals. They're making them look pretty. They're getting everything today. And then back over to Amherst. They're trying to play the physical game, and at times they're getting rewarded for it. But the problem is St. Mary's is hitting them with so much speed where if the big hit isn't landed perfectly, the defenseman's completely out of play, because once a St. Mary's forward gets a step on these defensemen, it's game over. The only chance they have is just to pick up a trailer who's trailing late, and then you're probably looking at a shot or a pass across, and then you're leaning way too much on goaltender Henry Bizier, who's been outstanding tonight despite allowing 5 goals.
And it's been one of those games where he really hasn't had a chance to catch his breath throughout the game because so much of the play has been in the Amherst zone. It's almost like that shootout attempts at the end of practice where it's just one shooter after another one coming in, one after another. Goaltenders just hate that because they don't get a chance to catch their breath. It's much the same way that Bizier's had here today. He has had a lot of the play in his own zone, and he has made a number of very good saves to keep his team in this game. It is a 4-goal deficit, though, that his team faces coming into third period play. We'll be back in about 10 minutes for the third period as we continue to bring you the Buffalo Stampede High School Hockey Game of the Week. And we appreciate you joining us for this 6th and final installment of the High School Hockey Game of the Week. It's been a pleasure to bring you these games throughout the season, and it's certainly been a good experience to get to see all the talent that we have here in Western New York high school hockey. We'll be back in about 10 minutes for period number 3. And welcome back inside Cornerstone Arena as we get set for third period play in the Buffalo Stampede High School Hockey Game of the Week. It is the St. Mary's Lancers taking on the Amherst Tigers, and after 40 minutes of play, it is St. Mary's out in front by a score of 5-1, and they have been impressive from start to finish here in this contest. Hello, I'm Aaron Alpern, play-by-play voice of the Buffalo Stampede, joined by color commentator Sean McHugh. Michelle Sprung, our camera operator today, as we bring you our sixth and final installment of the Buffalo Stampede High School Hockey Game of the Week. And Sean, this is another one of those teams that we're excited to get a chance to see here tonight, the St. Mary's Lancers team, and they certainly haven't disappointed.
No, they have not, and that's putting it mildly, I think, Aaron. I mean, this St. Mary's team, yes, there's the flashy and the flair and the skill, but there's also the fundamentals that old men like me who watch the game love to point out to sound like I'm smart, and St. Mary's is doing that perfectly. The breakouts, they're not always looking for that two-line home run, sweet sauce pass on the tape. It's
the old school breakout.
Yes, those are fun. Don't get me wrong. I never get sick of those, but I love seeing touch passing, speed, breaking out as a unit, and St. Mary's has done that as well as any team we've seen. And yes, Aaron, I am talking about Orchard Park as well. This team is very comparable to them. I would really, really love to have some way to see these two teams face off against each other. Somehow that's possible.
It kind of gives you an idea of just the depth of talent that is being created here in the Western New York area. There is nothing but talent that we've seen throughout Section 6 Fed hockey this season. This is the 9th and 10th teams that we've gotten a chance to call games of in the 6 games that we've had in this series. And as I said in the pregame, I could pick out another 10 teams that I'd want to get a look at.
Absolutely, and not only have we seen a lot, we've seen some players in this game too. I mean, we've seen and got a lot of Andrew Fortune. We've seen Connor Payne. You know, we've seen, Justin Bull and Steiner from Hamburg, Bull from Starpoint. You know, that entire OP team. There is just an absurd amount of talent out in Western New York.
Here's an opportunity for some of that St. Mary's talent to create something in the offensive zone. Marishula keeping it deep in the offensive end. And St. Mary's setting up their forecheck. Nice short pass there, connects right on the tape, and Kellogg has it. Gets it in towards the front of the net, goes off the pad of Bizier, now sitting in front. Bizier tries to poke it away, but Marishula takes it away and takes it to the corner. Now looking for a pass in towards the slot, just ends up behind his man there, and it comes out into center ice where Bevilacqua looks to start up ice again. That pass goes through the legs of its intended target. Amherst now countering, trying to get it back up ice. But St. Mary's here off sides for the moment, so they'll have to tag up. And they regroup in the neutral zone as Kellogg receives the pass from Lubert and gets it into the offensive end. St. Mary's making a change here. Is only one man in on the forecheck, but they still manage to create a little bit of difficulty for Amherst getting it out of their zone. Amherst does manage to clear it, and they get it to the other team's blue line, but they end up going offsides there as Peterson brought it back in over the line, even though his man was in the zone. We'll see if it's the standard offsides or the intentional offsides. No, it's going to be right here in the neutral zone to the left of our broadcast position, right in the neutral zone area in front of the St. Mary's blue line. Puck is won by Amherst off the draw, and they look to start it up ice. That pass a little bit too far for Biersbach, and it's going to be St. Mary's picking it up and looking to start up ice. Here's Connor Payne with it.
I can't tell if Connor Payne is showing off or if he just is like the best skater I've seen at this level, because he is on all his edges all the time and he never loses speed. Like, watch him transition right here. He went from forward to backwards crossover in one motion, never lost an ounce of speed there.
I don't mind seeing it. If he's decided he wants to show off for the benefit of our cameras, then I got no issue with that. We love seeing great hockey no matter what the reasoning behind it is, no matter what the motivation. Good backhand shot there in the transition opportunity from Indelicato. Kept in by St. Mary's as now looking to get it up ice for Amherst was Guzek, but a good defensive play coming back. And St. Mary's doing a good job of tracking back there through the neutral zone to make sure they put some pressure on the men from Amherst. With the puck, here comes Connor Payne again into the offensive zone. Makes a great little toe drag move to give himself a shot in on goal. Great blocker save made on that play by Bizier as Connor Payne continues to impress. And there's another impressive setup there in front of the net. Jackson Baker gets that opportunity, makes no mistake, firing that one high blocker side. It's now 6-1. St. Mary's.
That was ridiculous from start to finish. Connor Payne almost revs his engine by backpedaling, just guns it through the neutral zone. No one gets a stick on him. St. Mary's sets up in the zone, and they're just all 5 skaters are so fast getting from spot to spot just in the zone, just that short area quickness they have. Like watching like really good football wide receivers with those really quick first moves, like a Diggs or a Beasley that can just operate in such small space. It's just ridiculous to see. And then on top of that, every pass is right on the money. Like, this has just been outstanding to watch. And this is against a good defensive team in Amherst.
And also impressed with the discipline. You noticed on that rush there for Amherst coming back up ice, all 5 St. Mary's guys were back on the play, back in defensive positions, making it as difficult as possible for Amherst to get a scoring opportunity. Amherst doing good work in their own defensive zone here, keeping that scoring opportunity from developing, but a shot comes in from the point. Standish getting that one in on goal, scramble for a rebound. Eventually is pulled out of the crowd by Ferrudo, and Amherst comes up ice, getting it into the offensive zone with the cross-corner dump. Amherst now looking to make a change, as it's going to be plenty of time for Standish to get it up ice for St. Mary's, but that pass doesn't connect. Goes the length of the ice for icing, and we'll get a stoppage now with 13:28 to go in the third period. It's now a 6-1 lead in favor of the St. Mary's Lancers, as we continue to be impressed by what they have to show us here today.
Aaron, if you've ever seen the movie Mystery Alaska, you remember in the Sports Illustrated article they wrote, on pure skating ability, this mystery team is as good as anybody. I feel a lot of that sentiment with St. Mary's. They break out. Everybody on that team, they're in unison. It's almost like watching, it's like an almost synchronization. Like, I know you practice it, but it almost looks choreographed sometimes, just the way they break out as a unit. If you're a defenseman backpedaling while that rush is coming at you, you see a puck carrier coming up the middle, and you see 2 guys weaving around him, and then once you get your head from spinning and you lock onto something, then a defenseman's coming in, and then that trailer is Connor Payne. So just the way these guys can move the puck with such speed and such precision, they're extremely difficult to slow down, because somebody's going at full speed, and usually somebody's wide open for a pass with them. The system they run here is a beauty of a system, and they're operating perfectly in it right now.
Amherst getting it into the offensive zone here as Tresco sets up from some forecheck pressure on Bevilacqua. Bevilacqua avoiding that for a moment, getting a D-to-D pass across to Lubert. Now Lubert has some room on the far side. Cuts back in towards the middle of the ice as he has plenty of room to just carry it himself. Gains the blue line, then he takes a hit there from his fellow number 4. As sliding over there to lay that hit was Aaron Como. Amherst now trying to get it out here on the near side. Does finally come out into the neutral zone as Lubert goes back for it for St. Mary's. His pass is intercepted, though, and sent into the offensive zone by Aiden Ferrudo as Amherst dumps it in, makes a change, and plenty of ice to work with here as St. Mary's looks to start their breakout. That pass was kind of in between the 2 potential intended targets, but they still managed to get possession here in the neutral zone and gain the blue line, getting it deep into the Amherst zone. Good play, though, coming back by Brian Crispin to make a play on that one and to take possession away. But St. Mary's has it again here in the neutral zone, looking to counter and get it back up ice quickly. Here's Connor Payne starting it up again, and he's got the puck on his stick with some speed into the offensive zone, makes a move, feeds a backhand pass in front. Puck was bouncing there for a moment. St. Mary's players unable to get to it as the goaltender, Vizier, was scrambling to stay in position there.
And look who's the first man back on defense, Payne, who led the rush and threw a Austin Matthews-looking move on the defenseman right there and almost set up another tap-in goal.
St. Mary's setting up camp here in the offensive zone again. Good forecheck pressure to create a loose puck there, but eventually gets played here into the neutral zone where the 2 big men from each team come together again. Fortune and Payne exchanging some pleasantries as they did at the end of the second period. Now an opportunity for Fortune to carry it into the offensive zone for Amherst. Lets that snapshot go. Connor Payne blocking that one before it got in on net.
He thought that was funny, too. He gave him a chuckle after he blocked that shot because Fortune just tried to rip it through him, and Payne just was not having any of that.
Fortune did eventually get a shot in on goal as he found a rebound and fired that shot in. Save was made. Now an opportunity in transition as a backhand shot is taken right in on goal. Cole Young letting that one go. Save is made by Bizier to keep this one a 6-1 hockey game. Now we have a little bit less than 11 minutes to go in the third period as we continue to be singing the praises of this St. Mary's team. But there is a lot to like about Amherst as well. I continue to want to see more and more of Andrew Fortune out there, see what he can do with the puck in the offensive zone.
I'm with you, and the thing is, Aaron, I don't want anybody listening to feel like we're not trying to talk about Amherst. It's just St. Mary's has had the puck the whole game. I like what I see from Andrew Fortune. He's a confident shooter of the puck. He's a big body. He's tough. He's strong. He's insanely skilled. And there's other players on Amherst like that as well. But St. Mary's, they just brought their game today. If either of the teams playing in the Super Bowl tonight play the way that St. Mary's is playing hockey tonight, they're going to win by 50. Because they just look great tonight.
And they're setting up here in the offensive zone yet again. Shot comes in from the point. Standish letting that one go. There was a crowd in front of Bizier, but he made the save, covered up the rebound. He has certainly had a lot of activity in front of him here as St. Mary's has spent much of this game in the offensive zone, throwing a bunch of difficult-to-handle shots at Bizier, but he has been solid, and this only being a 5-goal game is probably a lot to do with his net minding here today.
Yes, and this is not meant to sound any sort of way, but Bizier has the least to do with why the score is what it is today. He's been outstanding. Nice
play there to read that pass coming in front of the net. It was quickly redirected toward that far post, but he slid over and got the pad on it. Also made sure he directed that rebound off to the corner to make sure there was no second chance. He's going to have to deal with St. Mary's, though, again, as they bring it back into the offensive zone one more time. Good defense, though, as the Amherst Tigers keep that charge from getting into the offensive zone. They'll have to do some more defense, though, as Marichulo now in transition. Cuts in towards the slot, has a man with him, tries to feed that pass across, just unable to handle that one was Leamer. Leamer does find it in the corner, though, gets it back to the point. Standish and Leamer trying to keep it in there at the far side, but a good play to clear the zone for Amherst and sending St. Mary's back into their own zone to start their breakout. Murphy has it for Amherst as he tries to connect on a pass to Peterson in the neutral zone. Now a big hit there in the far side as Murphy laid into his man before heading to the bench for a change. Amherst trying to get it out the near side here, but it's going to be getting in the way again of that play is Noah Kellogg as he tracks back into the neutral zone, helping his team get it into the offensive end. Amherst now looking to counter and come back up ice. This is Peterson as he gains the blue line, takes a hit from Bevilacqua, carries it on towards the corner, though. Now has it in behind the net, tries to feed a backhand pass in front. Defender stick getting in the way, though, and St. Mary's gets it into the neutral zone.
Oh, relentless.
Battle for a loose puck here. Good play there made by Cole Bailey, and he fires a shot in towards the net.
He didn't see that. That hit him.
Yeah, that was definitely a shot that Bizier didn't see. It caught him off the outside of the shoulder, and maybe a fortunate save in that case. Maybe one of his best ones all day, too.
Yeah, the little Jim Craig special. Just throw the butt end at it, knock it out of the air. That was pretty neat right there. That was a great move there by the forward as well.
Had to make another save there as St. Mary's got another shot in transition. Lubert lets that one go. That one gets up and over the glass, up over the protective netting, almost up over the Heinrich Chevrolet logo, well up above the Amherst net. And obviously that puck is out of play, so we'll get restarted here now with 8:15 to go in third period play. Still a 6-1 lead in favor of the St. Mary's Lancers as they get another offensive zone draw here.
Yeah, and the people in the luxury Heinrich Chevrolet suites got a wake-up call on that puck doinked the glass right there because that thing did not lose any velocity when it shot up in the air like that. That thing was wired.
Amherst coming out of the pile there in the corner with a loose puck as Ferrudo tries to get it out of the zone. Ends up running into a little bit of difficulty there with the ice, but Amherst does regain possession and get it up ice and into the offensive zone. Dumping it in is Guzdek, and he goes in chasing for it himself as a solid hit right in behind the net. The Amherst player still down after taking a hard stick there from the defenseman Dominic Lubert. St. Mary's into the offensive zone now, as losing control of it as he was trying to get it in towards the net was Cole Bailey. He's got it again, though. And he makes a move there in the corner. Now back to the point. Bevilacqua with it here on his stick. D-to-D pass. Lubert has plenty of room to walk in, wind up and take that shot. Was looking far post, just missed the far post and ends up circling all the way out of the zone. And back into St. Mary's territory with 7:20 now left in third period play. A little bit of pressure here from Amherst in the offensive zone, but St. Mary's setting up their forecheck nonetheless.
There is something up with this ice here, though, Aaron. I mean, a lot of the guys are having a lot of difficulty with the edge work. I think there might be a little rust, but the ice is really hard, so something to watch. Watch the puck and make sure how it lays here.
Good shooting opportunity as walking in was Ben Indelicato. He was set up nicely there by Lubert as Lubert got it deep into the zone. Shot taken there from the far point. Connor Payne letting that one go. It went off the outside of the post. Peterson now for Amherst, stopping here along the center red line as he looks to get it into the offensive zone. He's got two different St. Mary's players pestering him. Does manage to get it away from him, but his pass up ice ends up hitting a teammate in the skate. And St. Mary's finds possession again with 6.5 to go in the third.
Amherst literally cannot do any sort of structured breakout right now because the pressure is just ridiculous by St. Mary's. They have to change direction constantly, and there's a stick in every passing lane, and these kids are just all over the place getting after them.
They finally do have a little bit of room to break it through the neutral zone, but again, they take a shot from distance, even though they might have had somewhat of numbers and speed there on that rush. That shot coming in from Teddy Tresco on the far right side, handled by the goaltender Whited, and he makes another stop to keep this one a 6-1 game. As you said, Sean, it's it's all the work that Amherst can do just to get it up ice through the pressure that St. Mary's is throwing at them, and then they got to get back on their own heels to make sure they play defense and deal with the efficient and crisp passing that the Lancers have been showing throughout the game.
It's tough to do, and just I think this is one of those situations where St. Mary's is just a brutal matchup for Amherst as well, because we thought, and I think both teams thought, that the way Amherst was going to, cancel out the way St. Mary's operates their system was to try and, do what they say to do to like great quarterbacks and just knock them off their spot. But the problem is, Amherst, a good stick right here though by
Como.
By Como, yes, he's been outstanding. He's been the best defenseman for Amherst tonight. But they're trying to throw St. Mary's off their spot with physical, and they're just not making contact, and pretty much St. Mary's gets a free rush out. Like, look at this, no one near them.
Another tape-to-tape pass, that one coming from the goaltender Whited, and that was across two different lines, almost all the way to the far blue line.
Who'd have thunk the first stretch pass comes from the goaltender?
3-on-1 here for Amherst. They might have an opportunity. Biersbach lets that shot go as he was looking to go high blocker side, but the save was made on the play, even though there were two men in front of the net.
Look who was far side right there. That puck's got to go to him right there.
3-on-1 kind of goes by the wayside. They do get the shot in on goal. A good solid save made by Whited on the play, but it's a maybe could have been a little better of a scoring opportunity with a pass or two made there. But the opportunities in transition have been few and far between for Amherst. Maybe they were a little bit of surprised to have the chance there.
I think that's what happened too, and I also don't think, because the thing of it is, it's not like they had a 3-on-1 coming through the neutral zone. That developed late. I think the Amherst forward just said, "Oh, crud, I got to get this puck on net. I have more time than I've had all night," and he put it on.
Maybe just assumed there were a couple of other men back for St. Mary's.
Why wouldn't you?
They've been there all night.
But even still, though, you're going to look at the tape, and you're going to see Andrew Fortune sitting there on the back door, and you're going to be like, oh, that puck should have gone to him. But
no, Fortune's got it on his stick here, and he's got a little bit of a head of steam coming out of the offensive zone. His teammate turned in the wrong direction before that pass was sent towards him. Now it comes back out to the neutral zone. Amherst going to get a chance to get it back into the offensive zone, but a big hit right below our broadcast position, as it was Nolan Litz getting laid out here, and he rejoins the play as Amherst gets it back into the offensive zone, set up there by Whited behind his net. And the efficient St. Mary's breakout again showing itself as D'Antonio has it here in the neutral zone. The passing has been more than impressive here, actually just off sides here on this play, but yeah, maybe didn't see his teammate there off sides on the play. 4:34 now left to go in third period play, as we continue to be impressed by the St. Mary's Lancer team and their efficient and crisp passing throughout this game. It's been a fun team to watch.
Absolutely, fun team to watch, and like I said, the longest, most old.
They play a little bit physical too. They're not backing down from it. They knew that Amherst was going to come at them and throw some hits, but they've matched it equally throughout this game. Good shot in on goal. Marichula looking for that top corner glove save made on the play by the netminder Bizier, who continues to face a barrage of shots here in this game. He has definitely had his work cut out for him in this contest, as the St. Mary's Lancers have been spending minutes at a time in the offensive zone, creating chance after chance and keeping Bizier on his heels, as well as the Amherst defense.
Yeah, Bizier has been great tonight. I can't stress that enough, how well he has played, all things considered on top of it.
Lubert trying to get that shot in on net. It is blocked by Matty Fortune, but St. Mary's keeping it in here. And then it is cleared up into the neutral zone. Maybe a 2-on-1 here, as it's going to be Dickinson getting it in on goal. Shot is saved by Whited. Second opportunity sitting there, just unable to get it past that goaltender was Logan Griffin. Two opportunities for Amherst there in transition. Haven't had a lot of chances, but Whited has been solid in holding that door closed, keeping Amherst from just getting any more than that one goal they have on the board.
Yes, and absolutely. When the shot comes off transition, when you have to be aware of the forward streaking down the weak side, it's not always easy to get more than just a pad on the puck. And Whited, on two separate occasions and on one earlier in the game, once the puck hits him, it sticks to him. So the streaking forwards don't have a chance to take a hack and a rebound.
Puck comes across the blue line, sent right back in by Jack Carney for Amherst. Set up behind the net for Whited now with 3:35 to go in third period play. Dominic Lubert has the puck in his stick. Plenty of room to work with through the center ice area. Gets it into the offensive zone. Takes a bump from Carney. Loses control of it there in the far corner. And now Amherst going to have a chance to get it out, but Bevilacqua keeps it into the far point. Down in behind the Amherst net now as it's picked up there by Indelicato. Looking for a pass out in front of the net, not seeing anything quite yet. Circles in towards the corner, now carrying it out towards the point with 3 minutes and change to go. Cross-ice pass as Lubert walks in from his point position. Shot is blocked on its way through as Amherst just decides to clear the zone, relieve a little bit of that pressure that they've had on them throughout this contest. That one's going to go for icing as we are under 3 minutes to play in the third. And St. Mary's going to get another offensive zone faceoff, as it doesn't look like the busy night for Henry Bizier is going to get any less active here in the last few minutes of this game.
Absolutely. I've
been trying to avoid that joke, too. I knew it was there, and I made it by mistake.
Yeah, you know what? Better you than me, because I make enough jokes on each broadcast. But you know what the thing is? It actually made sense. So I will tip the cap I'm not wearing to you on that. But here it is. That, again, just that forecheck.
D'Antonio with a great pass into the slot. Opportunity there from point-blank range. Maybe just rolled on Bailey before he let that shot go. Missed the net high and up off the glass, but it's going to be Connor Payne setting it up for the St. Mary's Lancers again in his own zone. As Lancers look to move it up ice. Pass to the far side is connected upon, and then quickly back across ice. Now Connor Payne with some speed. Payne cuts towards the slot, takes a big hit there as laying into him was Sean Murphy in the mid-slot. That's going to draw a penalty on the play, and the referee signaling a tripping call, so it's going to be number 14, Sean Murphy, heading to the box as laid a decent hit there in the slot against Payne. I'm not sure the call either. Is another one of those situations where it was more of the severity of the collision, which probably was the call there.
Yeah,
and
Payne it was a great rush by Payne, and he did what you're taught to. But as soon as Payne spreads his base like that into the slot where there's bodies, it's really not avoidable. I mean, it's a double-edged sword. It's hard to criticize the call because you don't want to see a kid take a shot to the knee ever.
Yeah.
Someone with a bum knee, you don't want that. But I don't really know what he was supposed to do to avoid that either, besides let him go, and you definitely can't do that with Payne.
Now D'Antonio has it here on the power play. Lets a hard snapshot go. Looked like an Amherst player just got a stick on it, but he's got the puck again here at the near point. Back to Connor Payne. Payne winds up with a slap shot.
That's a celly.
Right in between, just inside that near post. Perfectly placed slap shot. Connor Payne's got his second of the game, and he's got his team with a 7-1 lead now.
Connor Payne again. This time, instead of the seeing eye snipe under the bar, Connor Payne just lows up and fires a worm burner. I'm pretty sure he cut a moat into that side of the ice, how hard he shot that puck. And I noticed something. He does the same thing every time he scores. He holsters the stick, and then he adjusts his waist with his bare hand. This is the stuff I notice when I watch this game, but you can just tell he has made a habit of scoring goals like that because he's got the celebration, the little back skating strut, because, you know, he's the best skater he is the best skater on the ice. I have no problem saying that at all. Like, he might be the best skater I've seen at this level, just in terms of ability to move with his legs.
Here's an opportunity off the near side as another one of the impressive St. Mary's Lancers gets an opportunity there as Noah Kellogg.
Here we go.
Payne now back into his own zone as he looks to show off that skating again. Circles the net perfectly. Gives himself plenty of room to move it up ice. Just maybe a little bit of miscommunication with his teammate Kellogg there on the pass up ice. And it's going to end up going back into St. Mary's territory as the icing is called. A minute 26 now remaining in third period play in what has been another entertaining game here in the Buffalo Stampede High School Hockey Game of the Week series. And it appears actually we're going to get a penalty called as the referee was over here at the box having a conversation.
5-on-5.
See exactly what it is. And, yeah, it's a St. Mary's player that is actually getting tossed. This might be a 10-minute misconduct type of thing here.
No, because the thing is you wouldn't go because you get scored on. You got to come back on the ice. So, yeah, I think he's getting tossed.
10-minute misconduct here. It's Alex Marashulo given the exit here in the last 1:26 of play. Not exactly sure what the call that precipitated that was or what ended up causing the issue, but now we got a player heading over here to the penalty box to serve the penalty.
That would be Dietz, who was injured earlier. Good to see him back up and no worse for wear because he took a nasty hit in the second period that led to that major penalty, which then St. Mary's was able to just kick the doors off this game and just blow everything out the back window.
Well, one last little penalty kill here for the St. Mary's Lancers as minute 26 remaining on the clock. Amherst going to get to enjoy a power play here late in the proceedings here. St. Mary's clearing the zone right off the initial face-off. Amherst sending it right back in, but Dominic Lubert has control of it. Sends at the length of the ice. That almost resulted in a breakaway pass for St. Mary's. Just ends up in on the goaltender Bizier. He decides to throw the glove over top of it with Lemur sitting there right in front of him looking for a rebound. So we have another face-off coming up in the Amherst zone here with a minute 12 to go in regulation. And do want to make note here one more time of just how much we have enjoyed these high school games this year. It wasn't part of the original plan to have any high school games as part of our repertoire this year, but these 6 games really have been enjoyable, Sean.
I couldn't agree more, Aaron. I mean, it's really great to see just how much talent in the game we love is at our disposal and at all hockey fans in Western New York's disposal. I really, really hope that a lot of, our Stampede followers, a lot of the families and just people who might even just tune in just to get a look, really, really take this opportunity, and hopefully we do get it next season, where we can show off a lot of the young up-and-coming talent we have. Oh, look at this.
Here's one more last chance in the offensive zone, as just unable to hold on to that puck as he was getting ready to snap that little shot in on goal was Noah Kellogg. He's still creating some problems here in the offensive zone, as St. Mary's is killing a penalty here in the last 30 seconds of the game. Amherst now looking to get it up ice. They get it into the offensive zone, deflected along by Dickinson. He gets some pressure there on the play, as some Amherst players still out there hustling hard in the last 20 seconds of the contest. Here's a hit here on the near side. Lubert eventually just avoids the major part of that contact as it goes back into the offensive zone for Amherst in the last 7 seconds of regulation. Puck is tied up there. Kellogg settles it down, skates it behind his own net, and that's going to do it for this one here from Cornerstone Arena. It is the St. Mary's Lancers in impressive fashion coming out of this one with a 7-1 victory over the Amherst Tigers, and the champions of the Monsignor Mountain Association this year have shown exactly why they are the champions of one of the most competitive leagues in Western New York, in all of New York State. Yep. This is an impressive bunch, the St. Mary's Lancers group.
Yeah, they definitely flexed on the rest of the competition they're going to see today, because, this game's going to be out there on our YouTube channel, and St. Mary's just showed why they are the champions with Monsignor Martin. They showed why they handled some of the best teams, like Nichols, like Franny's. Amherst is a very good hockey team, especially from the back end and in goal, but just the system they play, how well they play it, and how they play it together. Everybody has a role. Everybody serves that role perfectly, and no one seems like they are dissatisfied with their role. And when you get a team that can buy into a system like that, that has the talent that the St. Mary's team can throw at you, they're going to be a very, very, very difficult out in the postseason.
St. Mary's Lancers, an impressive group here with their 7-1 victory, picking up their 11th win of the season. Certainly a highlight of this season as we have brought you the Buffalo Stampede High School Hockey Game of the Week. Another endeavor that the Stampede have coming up is the President's Day Weekend Hockey Camp that they have coming up, presented by the Buffalo Stampede and 3D Hockey. This 2-day camp will include on-ice coaching, off-ice training, as well as video sessions led by Buffalo Stampede coaching staff and players. And it's a great opportunity for birth year players 2004 to 2016 to elevate their game with the help of the newest junior hockey team in Western New York. It's a little bit more of the community outreach that we have going on here in our first year of existence as the Buffalo Stampede. These high school games were a part of that, a way to get out into the hockey community and provide a little bit to Western New York hockey that has given us so much already. And this camp coming up next weekend is another opportunity for Western New York students, student athletes, young players to get a chance to grow their game and to continue to progress here in this wonderful sport. Again, that is the President's Day Weekend Winter Hockey Camp presented by the Buffalo Stampede and 3D Hockey. More information about that, as well as anything else you'd like to know about the Buffalo Stampede, can be found on our website, buffalojrstampede.com. That's going to do it for our broadcast here from Cornerstone Arena, and certainly it's been a pleasure to bring you all of these high school games throughout the season as we have brought you this series of 6 high school games of the week. And Sean and I are going to get an opportunity to maybe call a few more games in the postseason as the fine folks at Western New York Athletics have asked us to join their crew to pick up some of the slack in some of their broadcasts coming up. So we're excited to get a chance to call more high school hockey coming up.
Playoffs, you say?
I said playoffs, Sean.
So we're going to ration up the intensity a little more.
Yep.
I'm here for it.
I'm not sure if you're capable of ratcheting up the intensity anymore. Certainly not the energy level, but I'm pretty sure you'll be ready to go for playoff hockey.
Look, all right, I gotta outdo myself because I did become a bit of a meme last week, and I gotta upstage that for postseason. We gotta do something more outrageous. I just gotta think of it, and I also gotta make sure that you're far enough away from me where you don't catch any of the backblast like you did the other day. Anybody who hasn't seen that, you'll see it if you go on Hockey House Pod.
Either way, it's an exciting opportunity coming up for the two of us to call some more high school hockey here in Western New York, and certainly it's been a pleasure this year to. We knew that there was a lot of talent that was being created here in Western New York. Maybe we've gotten our eyes opened a little bit to just how much talent has been developed here in this area in recent years, and we're getting to see a great bit of it here with some of these high school games. Another great team in action here today. It was the St. Mary's Lancers in impressive fashion, winning by a score of 7-1 over the Amherst Tigers. Again, thank you so much for joining us on the Stampede High School Hockey Game of the Week. For Sean McHugh, Michelle Sprung, I'm Aaron Alpern. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday.